And welcome back. It is a fun Friday. We're about to venture off into our first topic for the morning. We've got a U-15 national team heading over to the COCABA Games. Now, in with us, we've got the coach, Matthew Smiling. He's all the way over this corner. Everybody recognize he. Then, of course, we've got Izid or Izid, who's a player. He's a shooting guard. And Leroy Betson, who is a player, of course, plays the power forward position. But their coach are saying, you know what? They play anywhere he tells them to play. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
It is a fun Friday, man. I like that shirt, by the way. Yeah, and you're the power forward, so you're Leroy. All right. So how you guys feeling this morning? What is it like for you? It's a Friday. How you feeling this morning? Let's go, Leroy. Talk to me.
Feeling good.
This is a shy bunch this morning.
I know, right?
Matthew, talk to us about the team that you have put together.
Well, we participated in the COCABA U-14. It's a process from the FIBA Americas that you play COCABA, then you qualify to Central Basket. COCABA is basically for the Central American countries. Then you qualify from that and you go to Central Basket, which is the Caribbean, and the winners from the Caribbean division and the Central America, that's Central Basket. From there, the top three, I think it is, goes on to FIBA Americas, where you play North, Central, and South America. And you qualify out of that, then you go to Olympics, or World Championship, I should say. So we have already qualified out of the first round.
Sweet.
We should go on to Panama for Central Basket.
But tell us about the team. How did you put them together?
Well, it wasn't easy. Short period of time. We started on the 3rd of March, on a Saturday.
March?
March, and the trip was the 11th. We left the 10th of April.
Wow.
So we had, with them total together, the final team, we only had 2 weeks of preparation.
Wow.
But then again, Matthew, I think that you've been working along with these guys for a while.
No.
This was just
3rd of March.
What kind of talent is this? My gosh. What was it like for you as a coach and then again as the players to go on out there in, where was it?
Salvador.
In Salvador. What was it like for you going to Salvador, knowing that you only had this amount of time to practice? What was the confidence level like?
Well, I know what we will face. I mean, I've been doing it over a period of time, so I know what the competition like out there. And I know that with our little time prepared that we could still compete. And we competed against people or teams that are put together for months. The Panamanian team were practicing over a year.
What?
The Salvadorian team, I think they had an year, and Costa Rica was together like 8 months.
And Belize was 2 weeks.
And Belize, we were 2 weeks. And more importantly, our point guard, Nikai Martinez, he joined us in Salvador. He's going to school in Orlando. And he came from Orlando direct to Salvador. So the first game we played was the first game he played with us.
He was also recognized as a top player.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, to me, he was the MVP.
Yeah. Now, Matthew, I think everybody knows your experience, and you obviously have a preference of working with younger teams. Why is that?
They listen more.
Really?
I could get more.
Right,
I could get more out of them than people that people that are older are they're in depth in their style of play. You can't really get that out, but the kids, I could get more out of them.
So literally,
Did you select players from Belize City or from across the country?
Across the country. I mean, we had a player from Corozal Community College. We had one from Orange Walk, Benke, San Ignacio, Dangriga.
Nice.
And what's the level of experience of the players? What I find is that a lot of the players have been a part of different teams, still traveling and playing internationally, but not one group that works together all the time.
We had 5, I think, or 5 of you all?
3.
From the
Four.
4 from the Future Shock.
Okay.
Coach Lightburn has.
Yeah.
They have been traveling a lot.
Okay.
But most of the other kids was their first time.
Wow.
And you saw it in the games played.
Yeah.
You know.
So what would
they're inexperienced?
Yeah.
They get nervous? Like, what's the difference
all
between
of the
somebody
above.
who had...
all of
Leroy, let's get to you, and of course, Izid, what was that like for you playing out there your first time with some of your colleagues? What was that like for you? International stage now.
I'm really nervous, like the first game. Well, not the first game, like the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Nervous.
And then I just start play ball like normal.
Was it your first time playing internationally?
Yeah. Mom.
Why did you decide to try out for the team? Were you recruited or you try out?
I try out for the team.
Nice.
Who pushed you to do it?
My mom and my dad.
Nice. Parental help. And for you, Leroy? How was that like for you?
Nervous too, but after a while, I got used to it and just played ball.
Nice.
What's the difference between playing with the teams in El Salvador versus some of the games that you've played here? What's a major difference that you see?
The size.
They're big?
Yeah, big.
But you're a pretty tall guy. So you said they're bigger than you?
14, 15.
Most of them.
Wow.
What's the strongest point of this team, Matthew? Defense,
I think
offense?
speed.
Speed.
We were the fastest team, and I keep stressing that to them that, you know, yes, these guys are bigger than us. They're more physical because it's a more physical game than what we used to. But our speed helped, right? I keep telling them before we left Belize that there are certain things that I could only talk, tell you guys, but you have to experience it, right? I mean, they sitting here, they could tell you the first game, hey coach, then they foul me. Coach, ref not blow the whistle. Yes, I know, but you have to go through it. You can't stop play, because it's a complete different scenario from what they used to in Belize.
That's a frustrating situation for any player.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is that it's on both sides.
Okay.
It's not only that they are not calling it for us, they're not calling it
For them.
for the other team too. I mean, they let you play.
Yeah.
If, like, let's say they're two banging against each other, the ref would actually tell them to quit. The ref just won't blow
the whistle and
just won't blow the whistle, he will tell them to quit. You know?
Wow.
Yeah. Now, you were able to secure third place, which means you'll progress in August, right? To the central basket.
Right.
But it means that the success you were able to make in 2 weeks of practice, what's our expectation for August?
Well, my expectation is now that we could start getting some funds, because all this takes funds, you know. And our budget was, I think it was 28,000, and we didn't even raise that. Actually, there are some bills still haven't been paid for this last trip. Now we're moving on to the other one.
Bigger prize now.
And I must say this because it's things that I know, but then the people that was on this trip along with us, they found out too. Like, for instance, Guatemala. Guatemala, 3% of their GDP goes to sports. Their basketball team, or the program, they get 600,000 US a year.
Wow.
That just for basketball.
Just for basketball.
Salvador is fully financed by the government. Panama, I think it's a percentage of the
GDP.
Of their budget.
Yeah.
The government fits, and then they
Fundraise the rest.
they do things. Costa Rica is fully equipped, or fully fit by the government.
So
the weakest team in that tournament, I mean, they were fully equipped.
Yeah.
We look like.
Which team was that?
That was Honduras, but they were still fully. All the teams were fully equipped. I mean, with full sweatsuit, with bag, with everything, except Belize. Not only that, but our coach, I think Mr. Jackson went with us. He really helped a lot. He noticed the way they operate, and he compared it to election machine in Belize, how they have everybody to do everything. That's how some of the teams they operate.
They have a full support team.
Full, I mean, complete.
Training squad is complete.
Yeah, complete.
Yes.
How did you manage to raise the funds, even though you didn't hit your marker? Where did you get the funds from?
Well, the BBF, they did their soliciting and stuff like that. I personally know. I wish I could.
You don't get involved.
No, I don't get involved.
You work with the boys.
So what is the budget for this time around?
I don't know it. They have to work on the tickets because that's a major.
That's a major part
of it. Yes. The tickets, getting.
How big is the team? And
well, we were what, like total 16 Belizeans there. When all the people are 50 plus.
Yeah, because it's right next door.
No, not only that, but their team alone is
because
over 30. Right.
Yeah.
It's over 30 personnel. The team alone.
The team alone.
And then the parents, they go along. So they have, like Costa Rica, the biggest contingent, right?
Wow.
So, but the team alone is 30 personnel.
So let me ask the boys: Did it affect you at all when you walk in, or what's your feeling when you see the level of preparation that they have as the other teams?
Well, first when I walk in the stadium, I thought that was a real stadium. Yeah, that NBA level. Like we watch his first game and like girls game and they play like boys.
They like boys.
You know, Mr. Lee up on this. Yeah, I'm nervous first, but afterwards.
So tell us about the moments in the games that you remember the most. A shot you were proud of, a pass that you really made me happy.
Well, I thought we were up by like 3 with 1 minute left.
Which game?
The last game against El Salvador.
Okay, against El Salvador.
I think I hit a big corner 3-pointer.
You? Sweet.
And for you, Leroy? What's your highlight?
Yeah, your highlight.
Probably chase them block.
Oh, you did a chase them? I tell you, LeBron, man. I tell you.
Well, there's a story with Izid. The night when we beat Nicaragua. Right after the game, we didn't come out the stadium. They were cheering each other. I went to the huddle and I said, the cheering done now. I told him tomorrow we have Guatemala.
Yes.
And we can't lose that game. So he went back to the hotel and he called his dad. And he asked his dad, he said, man, the true Guatemala want Belize? Dad tell her, yes. He said, well, Pops, we know they lose tomorrow. That's when he scored 30 points.
Oh, for real?
And that was the highest score in a game.
In a game, 30 points.
30 points.
Nice.
For the whole tournament. For any player, any single player.
And these are the guys who...
So you were motivated to represent for Belize.
What was it like for you playing against Guatemala? What went through your mind before the game started, while playing this game? What's going through the mind now, knowing that Guatemala claimed Belize?
Well, I never wanted none of the players to hurt none of us, but they didn't look like those kind of players like were hurt, yo. They played good basketball.
When you got there, there's always a team you to look out for. You see them practicing and you say, man, kind of nervous about taking on that team. Which team was that?
Panama.
Why?
And they came out first in the tournament, yeah.
Why Panama?
Because I had like this little shot, number 8. Watch it shoot and he no miss. Then I had this other tall one, like
6'9".
Really?
And this is 14 and under.
Yeah, that's about 6'9". This is 6'9", but I guess like 6'7".
Like 6'7".
That's still tall.
He's taller than 6'5".
The things are
6'5", right? But he's taller than that, definitely.
He look taller, yeah.
But these are the Guatemalan dude that I didn't realize he was so big until Leroy took a picture with him after the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, we should have some.
There are some shots there, I don't know that. Not sure what game that, but some of them really.
They're big.
Yeah, and not only tall, but
they're muscular, body-wise, they're big.
Yeah.
Well, it's their national team, and they have their own recruitment process too. They look for the type of players that they want.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're in programs.
Yeah, they're in programs.
There's all these countries, they have a national team program.
Yeah, there's a grassroots coming up all the way too.
But
we went to practice one day and we had to wait like 15 minutes for there was an academy in the gym. And they had ages from mini all the way up to adults.
Wow.
One academy.
You know, Matthew, I'm always amazed because I think anybody who understands how sports development program works in different countries,
Right.
and we don't really have formalized programs in Belize, we still excel. We still have the raw talent
Right.
with limited time working
Right.
together, and we still are able to shine in multiple sports. This is one great example as well. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I really know the answer to it.
Yeah.
But like you said, I know we have a lot of talent. We have a lot of raw talent.
Yeah.
We're lacking skills because there's no proper development program. I mean, yes, there's a lot of these weekend camps and things,
Yeah.
but there's no proper skill being taught in any of these things. Like I've been around, and I see where these people are excelling in. It's not the talent. It's not the heart. It's just that they are doing the right things for their kids.
Yeah.
You know, when I see what's happening around Belize, one of my players right now got arrested for a murder. One of our ex-national team player.
Wow.
Right, that we took to Panama. Right, I mean, the things like then they get to me that we could have saved him.
Yeah.
Right, if we had a proper program that they could stay in, not only just for basketball, but for life on a whole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not the age to get them. Most of these, like I said, their academies, they are from the mini.
Yeah.
4 years old.
Right?
Come
And
on.
most of the programs that you see around the world, they start from the ages of 7, 8, and 9. That's when they start the program.
Compete. That's when they start to compete.
No, they start the development program. Right? Because at that age, you don't know what they're going to turn out to be, which sport they want.
Yeah.
So they just develop. When they get to the age 12, 13, 14, then they start taking their different disciplines.
Wow. So how do you, or what would you want to see, Matthew, for our young people in every sports discipline across this country? Do you think that we should have more the government step in? And I'm saying this because I came out of football, and the cry is always that we don't have the money and we need it. And yes, you're right. Government elsewhere, they make sure they support because what it does for a country, when your country is doing good in sport, it actually uplifts when it comes to your tourist visits. So what do you want to see?
More support from the government, more programs on a whole. I know that there are qualified people in Belize from most of the sports discipline that can develop programs. There must be somewhere that we could get together and have people sit down and present their programs and their plans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? There are fundings for those things also, right? They just have to do the right work on the right channel. International funding, if we don't have the people that can develop those programs, there are funding to bring in someone to develop the programs and we start implementing.
Yeah.
But also we need facilities. And I'm not talking just a big fancy facility.
Yeah.
They could tell you the practice here that we use. It's nothing big, it's nothing grand, it's nothing fancy. But
Where do you normally practice?
in Belize here, where we could get.
Is it hard to get? No, you got to tell us.
Honestly,
We won't
yeah,
know.
where
But
we could get-
Is it hard to get a space? Is it?
It's not only the space, but it's the cost.
Oh.
It's
But
the cost
Civic
of.
will now open an offer for, they have their community service
Yes,
hours
I
to
think
do.
now that Mr.
Yeah.
Thompson did tell me that they have some hours, I think, set aside
Yeah.
for the national team.
Yeah.
But prior to that, we had to the beg people for their facilities. We
Yeah.
don't have any money to pay. For this tournament, we were very happy for St. Catherine's. Minimal cost. It's not free, but still a minimal cost, and we used it during the day because school was out. So we didn't have to turn on any lights. I told Mrs. Tillit that, you know, I'll keep it at minimal.
Yeah.
We just opened the windows. They could tell her the place was a bit dark, but we didn't have to pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
You know.
And all these boys want to do is play
You
ball.
just want to play ball.
So tell me,
Exactly.
you know, people may just think that you're just great at basketball, but I'm sure you put in your hours playing as well and exercising. What do you do to make sure you stay on top of your game?
Tell me, Leroy.
You play ball every day?
No.
How often you play?
Only when like practices and like games.
Okay.
Then you play?
Yeah, it's the only time I play.
So is basketball your favorite sport?
Yes, sir.
So you don't play every day. Do you do anything else to keep yourself in shape?
Probably running.
Running.
And like push-ups and
Okay.
body stuff.
And for you?
I play a game every day.
Where you go play?
Either a gym, at school, or in my yard.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. And you do any other exercise to?
But sometimes, like, I don't really do exercise, but on Saturdays I bulldogs.
Okay.
And do more exercising.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite NBA player, Izid?
I like LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony.
And for you, Leroy?
LeBron James.
There you go.
And for you, Matthew? I'm kidding. You better say Belizean. Matthew, but this is, and obviously, you know your players are dedicated, and you probably keep them very strict in coming to practice and doing what they have to do. But what you're talking about development is exactly that. They have to keep on playing, and they have to be in tip-top shape.
Right. I only could hope. I mean, I've always gone to these tournaments and come back and wonder what if.
Yeah.
What if? What if?
Yeah.
You know, and I expressed that to Mr. Thompson, the president, that I think it's time Belize and a whole stop what if. Because we could definitely win that tournament.
Yeah.
It's that no if butter, maybe. The Panama game was where we lost by the most points, but we were up in that game at the end of the first quarter. We were up 23-15.
What?
But the coaches, they made the adjustment, and
They spot your good players.
I know what happened, but we couldn't. We just never had the personnel to make that adjustment back.
Yeah.
I just had to deal with what was in front of me.
Yeah.
I always tell them that I wish that I could have so much, but whatever I have, I will make the best of it. I will use that.
You know, so while we're out there, we're competing internationally, we're actually doing good with raw talent, not having what we need to eventually prepare ourselves properly to go on out there. What are these other teams saying about Belize, though? These other countries?
They couldn't believe that we only were playing together for 2 weeks. They didn't believe it.
How you make it to third and with only 2
Right.
weeks practice?
They like the kid from Orlando. Hands down, he was the best player in the tournament.
Yes.
They were congratulating us with him and everything, and I did a good job at everything. First time he played with us was Wednesday night against Panama. Like everybody, what? I said, yes. It's the first time he played with us.
Yeah.
So, right now, they couldn't believe it. That's when they start telling us how long these teams were together. I tell them, man, we started March 3rd, the selection process.
Yeah. April.
No, March 3rd.
Left April.
And we
10th.
left April 10th.
Oh, wow.
We were down to 15 or to 14 players at the Easter break for school. So we had those 14 for 2 weeks.
So tell me what it's like for you boys. You know, an international game brings its own prestige. You may play for your high school, you may play with another group, but when you put on a jersey that says Belize, that's a whole different game, I would imagine. What's it like for you?
Playing with school team, just you're done used to. Everybody around. See everybody playing. Yeah, but when you put on a Belize jersey and you go play internationally, it's different. Cause like when you play in El Salvador, whole spot have drums, everybody make nice. So if they score, then it give them momentum and we are like frightened.
Yeah.
No, we don't lose faith though, we just play ball.
Yeah.
But
For you, Leroy?
It's cool team. It's normal.
Yeah.
Because you know everybody and you just have fun while playing school team. But when you play international, put on a Belize jersey, it was a pride.
Yeah.
It's heart for a country.
Yeah.
You know?
I think that was a push over Guatemala there. That we play with pride when it says Belize on that jersey. So Matthew, we are about to head on to this other big tournament, the practice sessions. When do we get started?
Well, we have to secure a gym. Because I know, yes, we have hours at the Civic, but still, you know, I don't know if we could get it when we want the hours. there's always function there, and that's understandable. So we have to secure another venue first. We're trying not to spend a lot of money on it because we don't have any money, right? So wherever, but in the next 2 weeks, we should be able to start at least on Saturdays, start practicing once a week or twice on the weekends. Start getting ready.
What are you doing with the boys that are from outside of the city?
Well, they come in. They come
in?
Yeah, they commute.
Yeah.
Wow.
They have been doing that. The kid Andrews, his mother brought him down every day, or they sent a family relative with him. The ones from Orange Walk and Corozal, every day also, they came in.
That's part of the commitment to it. And what's the plan with I'm sure as much as they were able to excel with limited practices, you probably saw some of your weaknesses.
Yeah.
What are those weaknesses you identified that you'll be drilling the boys on as you head up to August?
The more you play together, the more you cover all those weaknesses. We were small. We probably, I think only Honduras was smaller than us. That, I don't know how much we could address that part of it, right? But playing together as a team, right? Understanding what to do, how to do it. You know, the first game, like we made a lot of stupid turnovers, a lot of drop balls, a lot of missed balls, you know, which was expected. First game, they threw us in the dungeon. You know, I told him that before we left Belize because we know who were playing. But I told him, hey, I've been there, done that already. You know, so it wasn't nothing unusual.
The first game was Panama.
Yeah. The #1 ranked team. You know, I played a tournament before where they put us against Costa Rica, who was the defending champion and the #1, and we beat them by 17. Right? So I said, you know, it's nothing unusual to me to be playing the first game, the best team.
The best team.
Right.
But that's a great life lesson too, obviously.
Yeah.
You take a beating by Panama. How do you guys able to bounce back and still feel that you could win?
We lost against Panama the first game. And we went back to the hotel and Coach Smiling and Polo, like when we went to watch Nicaragua and Guatemala, and Coach Polo, like when came back in our hotel room and told us that Nicaragua is a very small team and Guatemala won them and we could win them, so our momentum built up there.
Yeah?
Nice.
And so what did you tell yourself after, I mean, nobody like lose. You lose that game, but what did you tell yourself when you went into the game that you can still win? And you did. You came in third in the tournament.
Let's go, Leroy.
Or the coaches push you?
Yeah, the coaches.
I know this. Listen, I think all of Belize seen Matthew in action. This is a tame version. Are they hard on you?
Sometimes.
Yeah. Do you appreciate when they're strict?
Yes. Are you?
Yeah. They push you to work hard.
Yeah. I tell you what, you know, listening to the sports report and hearing that Belize just won their first game, they won their second game, what it does for us back here at home, it gives us that hope, you know, upliftment. We know for a fact that our boys are able to. So that's the way we feel when we're here. What happens after you won your first game? What was that feeling like for you guys?
I didn't feel too good because the first game we lost like 28 or 29, I think, and Coach Polo told us that for us to enjoy the rest of the day against Nicaragua, we had to win more than 30, and we only won by 18. So we still felt good that we won, but we didn't reach a goal to win by 30 points.
All right, there you go. That's some motivation there.
I know.
So it means you couldn't have fun for the rest of the day, which means you what? Practice?
No, we still think we still.
Get me up for practice. Just me. You know,
what's the discipline level of the players?
Overall, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
That's why you like the younger players, don't you?
They still raise me pressure a couple times.
They're teenage boys.
They're kids. The hotel lady was very nice to us, the manager.
Yeah.
But he keep telling me, Coach, tell the boys to quit the noise, quit the noise, quit the noise. I tell her, there are kids. She say, yes, I know, but try to talk to them. Right?
That's nice, man.
But
so how
also,
can people support you as you get this team ready to represent Belize in August?
contact the federation, please. I mean, we are always open to whatever. I know Mr. Jack showed me some video where a couple people were bigging us up. Oh yes, we did, you all. And there was one video there of a special person, and I told Mr. Jack, I said, hey, tell that person to get some funds for us. I don't want to hear no big up. I'm tired of that. I want some funds, you know.
You want to hear the money to read?
Yeah, so if they, you know, just reach out to the federation and they could find a way how to.
All right.
And you know
how many players are on the team?
I think we started with what, 49?
48.
48. When we started at March 3rd, and everybody's registered.
Yeah.
We have everybody's phone number.
So ideally, you'd want to take more than 14 people to have.
Yeah, that's because then you get the best of the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and whenever we cut, I always tell them it's not that you can't play, you know, but I wish I had more time to develop more of the kids,
Yeah.
Okay.
right? But we just don't have time. We have to pick on team.
All right.
You know what? Before we wrap this up, it pushes me back directly to the eye opener, where we talk about how we could support each other as we join our energy with those in circle. Now we're asking for support, and I like Belizeans to know that any sport discipline, as long as we go out there and we do a hella good, then we represent this country to the best of our ability, and we feel so proud. But that pride comes from the fact that we've got people who are able to do that last push for us. The push from Belizeans to me would be that we support these guys. They're young, they're at the age they need the support.
Right.
And all we need to do is to give them, and I always end up to say, one Coca full basket. If 350,000 and we give $1 each, that's 350,000, and they'll better represent us.
I actually
hope, man.
told them that
Yeah.
in Salvador,
Yeah.
if everybody would give us
Just
25 cents.
25 cents.
You have enough to cover.
We'd have
your
enough. We would have enough.
Well, you know, and I think now that people know that you are, and we'll keep on sounding the alarm between now and
Yes.
August. So once you know your budget, especially, that helps. There's the private sector, there are individual citizens, and we really hope that they realize that we all have a part in this. Because when you win in Central Basket, we'll be proud. But we'll be prouder if we know we helped to get you there as well.
Yes.
Because you're going to win, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Man, look for
I don't know
Leroy,
about
man.
answer, Leroy. Try
on,
again.
Leroy.
You're going to win in August, right? Let me
Gonna
see.
win in August.
Yes?
Let's go, Leroy. You do your talking on the court.
I want,
And why you hang your head? You're going to win in August? All right.
one next thing to, I keep telling, you know, on the coaching aspect.
Yeah.
The time for I get out of this, so I appeal to other coaches, because on that level, they have to be registered with the FIBA. So I'm appealing to all the basketball coaches, get in a good faith with the federation,
Yeah.
and try to get the certified license. All the teams out there have multiple coaches on
Yeah.
the benches that are certified,
Yeah.
right? You got your FIBA license, your FIBA number. So I appeal to all the coaches out there, man. Please, you know,
To support you, not because you're involved.
no, I know they are forever. I didn't get old now. Time for I do something else.
Come on, Patrick.
No, I can't. I mean,
No, but you got to have a program in place with somebody
Right,
else's
we got to.
training.
Of course.
And
Just like we bring
Yeah.
players up, the same we have
right,
to bring
right,
coaches up.
right.
Yeah.
all right. Well, we hope people have heard your appeal this morning. Congratulations. We're very proud of your performance at COCABA. And we hope that you get ready for Central Basket so you can bring back that win.
Get more money.
Yeah. And we will keep on encouraging people to contact the Belize Basketball Federation to be able to raise the funds so that the team can travel there without worrying about what they have or don't have, right? Yes. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, it's for Brock It Down with Jenny, so stay tuned.